Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our topic of today is the dialysis. Dialysis is the artificial cleaning of the blood. Because of the renal failure, the patient's kidney are not able to filter the blood, to clean the blood, to remove the metabolic waste. So, this is the treatment for the kidney failure, that the patient's blood are transferred in such machines or such devices that it become clean. There are two types of dialysis which are done. One is the peritoneal dialysis. Peritoneal dialysis means that this dialysis is done inside the peritoneum. Peritoneum, this is a cavity outside the kidney, and outside the kidney at the back, this is the back vertebral column of the human body, and at the back side along with the vertebral column a cavity is present which is known as peritoneum. This peritoneum is surrounded by a special membrane which is known as peritoneum. This is peritoneal cavity, and this membrane which surrounds the peritoneal cavity is known as peritoneum. And this is the structure of this peritoneal membrane. You can see that the blood vessels also come here, and this cavity, this is the cavity, this is the membrane. The blood is present in this peritoneum or membrane. So a special fluid is poured, that is the dialysis fluid. Normally the dialysis fluid is poured in this cavity for with the special concentration. This is its own chemical composition, not it's a normal or common fluid. It is the fluid with the special composition of the different material, different salts and water. When the fluid is inserted in this cavity, the waste material come inside the fluid from the membrane, from this membrane toward this dialysis fluid. All the material, waste material start going, because some because of the active transport and some with the passive transport. The waste material move from the membrane toward the dialysis fluid, and after specific duration this fluid is then drawn from the inside of the human toward the outside. So this is the dialysis which is done for those patients which have some parts damage inside the kidneys, not the total kidney. Some parts are in working condition and some lost their function. So for the recovery of those parts, we done this type of digestion and this type of dialysis. And this dialysis take normally 2 to 3 days in a week, and also it can be done in homes. It's not necessary to be done in the hospital. It can also be done inside the home for the patient. The next dialysis is the hemodialysis. This is the hemodialysis, in which if the patient is in severe condition and most of the parts of the kidney lost their function, then the patient is to be submitted in the hospital, admitted in the hospital, and the dialysis occurred through specific machine which is known as dialysis machine. This is a dialyzer. So you can see that the dialyzer machine is connected through an artery in the arm. The machine consists of the special blood pumps, and this is also include the dialyzer tube, in which the special membranes are present, and those membranes then filter the blood. After filtration, the material which goes inside the fluid present in the tubes goes outside, remove outside, while the blood which is filtered or clean is then again entered into the body of the patient. The patient arm artery is connected with the dialyzer machine. After entering into the dialyzer blood pump, it is entered in the dialyzer tube. Dialyzer tubes have special membrane. When the the material or the blood move in these tubes, it become filtered. Waste material come outside with the other side, while the blood move again inside the patient body. So with this way, the patient's blood become filtered with the artificial machine, which are known as dialyzer machine. So this is another type of the dialysis which is done for the kidney failure. The next is the treatment for the kidney failure is the kidney transplant. The kidney can be transplanted from one human to other human, from a normal human to the patient which kidneys are damaged or they lost their function. So the kidney transplant can be occur. Kidney can be transferred from a healthy person to the patient body, but this transfer need some important treatments, some important steps. Number one, that the body of the kidney or the tissues of the patient's body and the normal healthy person must be matched. The norm before transplant, as you can see, that the tissue proteins of the donor which is ready for the giving his or her kidney and the patient must be matched. It also need that their blood also match. Their blood group must be matched. They have the same blood group, and after matching the tissues, after matching the blood, one can easily give his or her kidney to the patient. But this situation also can take some time. For example, here the time is mentioned that the kidney, donated kidney, can also be work for the 10 to 15 years. After 10 to 15 years, it can be produce some severe symptoms like infections, like imbalance in the body, or sometime it shows transplant rejection. So for the time being, for 10 to 15 years, a patient can survive with the donated kidney. This is the last topic of this chapter, and after this we will start the next chapter.